Well, greetings to you. I thought I'd share with you some information on wind turbines today, not for the first time. Those of you who follow my website on climate will know much of this, but I will remind you, as the Labour Party have just got in and Miliband's hot on the trail of building more of these things. And I think you'll probably find some of these numbers quite amusing if you're not crying, because it's your money. A 2 megawatt wind turbine takes 200 tons of steel, which needs 300 tons of iron ore, 170 tons of coking coal, and it has to be mined and transported by hydrocarbon powered transport. On that basis, a windmill could spin until it drops apart for years and years and years, and it still wouldn't replace the energy it used to make it. All right? I know a lot of you know this already, but bear with me. So, what's it all about? Well, if you look at a press release from the wind turbine people, they'll say, it's going to power 200,000 homes in the area of Hull or Sunderland or wherever it happens to be. It's going to be hundreds of thousands. It's going to be wonderfully lit and heated by these wonderful wind turbines. But of course, the long and short of it is they never put the caveat in, do they? When the wind blows. And if it blows too hard, they have to turn them off. And if it doesn't blow hard enough, they have to keep them going by electric energy to keep them turning. Otherwise, they foul up eventually. So these things aren't very efficient at all. And if you look back and find out what have they done over a period of time, let's say the last half a year or the last year or so, they don't produce very much. And yet they cost billions and billions. Now, it's quite interesting too that the companies that have persuaded the Labour Party to come back to onshore wind turbines, which everybody had virtually said is a waste of time and given up, just great big eyesores, useful only for paying the school fees of landowners' children. That's what they're very good for. And believe me, I've got lots and lots and lots of landowning mates. And that's exactly where their wind turbine income goes. It's to pay for public school education. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the system. So we know they don't work. We know they haven't worked where they went completely misere in Germany on them and built thousands and thousands and thousands of wind turbines. And now they're digging out the coal, lignite and stuff like that, the most dirty kind of coal, in order to keep their economy going. Especially now the Americans blew up the pipeline. Yes, they did. And they've lost cheap energy from Russia. It's the same in the Iberian Peninsula, where they also went bonkers on these things, built millions and millions, but they don't work. Now they're coming back onshore, and I've just given you the numbers for 2 megawatt. Now Miliband wants to build more and more onshore, but he's talking 3 megawatts with unrestricted height and no refusal. No dissent is going to be allowed because the decision is going to be made by civil servants, not by your local politicians or your local council or anybody else. As always, the aspect of democracy has been totally and utterly removed. That's just the fact of the matter. It may be interesting if you look at a company called Octopus, I think it is called, Octopus, and the first person to come on TV and celebrate the Labour Party's accession to government was the chief executive, who is going to make loads of dough. Most of these companies are founded offshore, and the money in subsidies goes to those people who already have assets, and if they don't have the land, they've invested in these offshore things. And when they all run out of puff, as indeed they will, in fact the life expectancy of the offshore ones has now been reduced to something like 11 years. Look it all up. All this is in the public domain. I'm not telling you top secrets. I'm just trying to gather them together for you. The whole wind turbine game is a scam. We live in the world of scam and hoax. This is just another one. But be interested to see just how much Octopus donated to the Labour Party before the election. Not in substantial amount. The whole thing stinks. It stinks. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you to make you nice and miserable. Thanks for watching. As most of you know, my work is very heavily independently research based. and I get my information from all over the world. It would help if you press the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, because the more subscribers I have, the more likely it is that international independent research institutes will share their material with me. It's most helpful, and then of course I automatically share it with you. So, surprise, won't cost you anything. Thank you very much.